Oh, yeah.
Good shot. Carry it.
Oh, yeah. You're right. That was a great shot. It wasn't a good shot. It was a great shot. You're not giving yourself credit here, Ernie. Wow. Watch this one and take a listen at what he's got to say. Is this intensity? You bet.
Good shot. Carry it. Yes.
He did. 300 the other day in the city tournament. I had the
He also had one here across gate
Oh, yes.
qualifier. Super, just 12 all there, 10 in the pit.
That's what you want to do with the big ball, folks. You want to trust it. You want to get it out to the right and let it work its way back. The machine sets them up, and these guys try to knock them down.
Many people never get the opportunity to go behind the lanes and see the machinery work, but there you're seeing it, folks.
Alan Runkel, if there's a hotter hand in town right now, I'm not sure who it would be. Maybe Ron Bonnert and Alan Runkel would make the match, but our championship match today is comprised of a man who's worked his way up from the bottom, Rick Ehrnschwender, against Alan Runkel. Rick on the right-hand lane, frame number 1.
Boom.
Absolutely perfect. Rick feels comfortable. We talked to him after match number 2 and basically asked him how he felt, and he said he was pumped, he was ready to go, and he's got what he classified as the whole lane, Jennifer.
But he also said in his bio that when he needs a strike to win, the thing that he thinks about most is keeping his approach slow, so that getting pumped up can work against him.
Get up and hit.
Get up and hit. It does. Rick Ehrnschwender asked about the car again. Is it still in the parking lot? Yes, it is, and it still is a Ford Thunderbird. Alan Runkel, age 30, averaging 207, and he qualified with a very impressive 773. Basically bowls at a Western Bowl on the west side of town. And like I said, Alan has been throwing the ball eloquently.
Well, we've got a match. We have got a match here.
Yes, we do, and the release of Alan Runkel is what makes him the player of the week. Look at the deep knee bend, the extension, the roll on the ball, gets it well down the lane, then watch it charge in. 1-2 pocket filled up, 10 in the pit, every pin doing its job. Runkel.
We had talked about Kevin Johnson's good extension, but I think for the left-handed, he's almost better than that, really.
He is right there. He's probably the most textbook player that we can possibly see. Alan Runkel has a list of accomplishments a mile long, one of which you just saw on your screen, the Lilac City Championship, and that's not an easy one to win because Rochester, New York, they have a lot of fine players, as we do here in Cincinnati, and the fact that he's made the show twice already in this, only our 6th week, is a testament to his tenacity out on the lanes and the fact that he's continually bowling well.
But his bowling is not his greatest accomplishment. It is his first child coming up in May.
That's right.
And his wife, Mary Ann, looking as beautiful as ever. They say pregnancy makes you shine. Well, it really does in her.
I don't think she's ever had a bad day, quite frankly.
I don't either.
I've never seen her have a bad day. Alan, good-looking guy, age 30 years old, 6 foot tall, 190 trim-toned pounds, going against Rick Ehrnschwender. Not quite the physique of an Alan Runkel, but throwing every bit as much ball and then some. Take a look at Rick's release and just torques it up right about the 11th board, comes in 1-3 pocket filled up, and Rick, show us what you think. Yeah, a little hop to carry. Nothing wrong with that. Can he do it? Oh, wow.
That's wide.
That's way,
and that's
way
what
wide.
happens when you get it that wide. The 2-8-10. Virtually unmakeable spare.
But the only way I've ever seen this made, Jen, and I'm sure you agree with me here, is for a play. Well, 2 ways, actually. The 2-8, there you see it on the left-hand side of your screen. Bounce it out of the pit like that.
Ooh.
and almost bring it back and kick the 10-pin this way, or the other way would be to hit the 2-pin very thin, slide it into the 10-pin, and let it come off the wall and take the 9 or the 8-pin out. And I can't tell you how difficult that is. That would be like making, for you pool players at home, a 6-rail combination to win a match. I mean, it's that
I can't make a 1-rail.
My ball gets to the rail, I'm pretty happy. Allen taking a re-rack, which is he is allowed to do up to 2 times without asking for another one in our match play competition.
Allen has an 11-5 match play record, 11 wins and 5 losses, and he's averaging 221, almost 222 for 16 games on TV.
Oh, re-racks to go for the carry, and that's when a better player re-racks, Jen. Never because he's really looking for an advantage, but if he throws a great shot, he wants to carry. Alan Runkel did throw a great shot and did not carry. Was it the rack or was it just a bad break? We're not sure.
Allen remarkably has 3 king titles, all in the finals. How's that for unbelievable?
Well,
like when he wants the big bucks, he really does.
I was just going to say, that's not too hard to interpret. When the championship belt is on the line, Allen is in the corner. Yeah, he does a good job. Looking at the scoreboard, and the scoreboard for Allen will tell him at this point in the match, he is 2 pins in the lead should he strike in this his 5th frame. 2 pins if he strikes. Rick will be coming up to try to match that strike in his 5th frame shortly.
Carry ball.
With the 7 count going right straight through the heart and leaving the 2-4-7, he actually gives a pin away. He is now technically behind in the match and giving up the advantage of a potential strike to Rick.
I can tell you that Allen didn't stay down at the line on that ball like he usually almost always does.
Rick's anxious to get up and throw a good shot here. Look out.
Well, we've got a different story here now.
All together. And Jennifer, I've seen Rick Ehrnschwender in his position before, and I'll tell you what, he will, if anyone will, take advantage of this open frame. I'll go out on a limb and predict that Rick will make one of his better shots of the day right here.
And if he does, he's going to be growling.
Slaps it out for one of the better shots that he's made, and that means because he has trusted the ball. He is intense. He's going to tell you why he is here, and let's watch this ball roll over a couple of times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still can't count that high, but watch the head pin go to the wall. 10-pin out late. The 6-pin trips it out. Ernie is plus 12.
And this can make it 22. Oh, great break.
Yes, he is pumped. We told you he was ready for this championship, and he is throwing everything to the wind, strapping the ball 11.5 board out to about the 7th, and letting it come back head pin off the wall. Does a whirly bird, takes the 7 out in the 4 last. There you see it. 1 pin advantage. Alan Runkel opens in the 5th. Ernie doubles. And now we're looking at 21 pins. Runkel down, but not out. Needs a strike here.
Got that 7 out that time.
I think if you know anything about Alan Runkel, you never can't see Ernie smiling on the bench a little bit. He knows that this man does not give up. He's not going to quit until it's mathematically over the 7th frame. The match is very rarely over at this point, Jen. And Alan Runkel needs to get back into the match, and he needs to strike here.
Only half of the game through so far, another half to go. Anything can happen. After going through the nose last time on lane 5, sends it a little further right, or left rather.
Seems a little perplexed by the reaction of the ball. Thinks he made a good shot and does not get the reaction that you expect. Now, Jim, when you're in match play or even in a tournament, you make an adjustment and then you don't get the reaction. What do you do next frame?
I go back to where I was to start with. You just need to collect your thoughts at one point. And back to Riga, when he left those solid 7 pins last game to lose, that's a very difficult situation when you're doing everything you need to do and getting ripped. Sometimes I'll go lighter if it's happening time after time after time. But when you only have one game in 10 frames, what do? You're close.
That's right. You are close, and you're very, very cautious to change anything. Look at that pin lean over. The 6 pin is supposed to take out the 10. All it does is give it a little nudge. Let's take a look here. Typically, 2nd pin from the right-hand side of your screen is the 6 pin. Its job is to take out the 10, the last one right there. Now watch it go to the channel, bounce off, lean against it, and lean it back, but not knock it over. Ernie shooting his spare, 21 miles an hour. As most players do, they throw the ball faster on their spares to cut down on the hook. There you see it, 21 miles an hour on his cross lane 10 pin. His strike ball will be somewhere in the area of 18 miles an hour to get the good reaction that he wants. Rick Ehrnschwender, plus 35 pins up. Alan Runkel's hands are tired. Terrible, and he still strikes. You heard him. When you've got the whole lane and your arm swing is loose, you can get away with one like this. Right about now, he's saying it's terrible because it goes out to about the 4th board, and he's trying to leave it out no later than the 7, and gets a great break on the 10 pin last.
Talking with Mike McDonald, saying, what the heck?
Giving Mike the lowdown. Yeah, that's right. I meant to do that. Yeah, right.
Good pin action.
Alan Runkel, what a great sportsman, smiling and cutting up with Rick, knowing that when it's not your day, the best you can do is the best you can do. And Rick Ehrnschwender's day has come. 154 to Runkel's 119. The match is not over yet, but Rick has it well within his grasp, and barring some unforeseen catastrophic thing here, Alan Runkel is not going to win this week.
I had talked before about Rick having trouble with his 10-pin shooting his cross alley spares. I think that's been a very important factor today, that when he's left it, he's made it.
Yeah, he's smiling now, a little glimmer there. As you said, the sneaky winner. I think you called it right, Jen, in the beginning.
I'm telling you, I've seen it way too many times.
Kind of snuck up and snapped this one off. 9th frame, Alan Runkel just would like to finish with a commendable game here. And those are the kind of shots that'll make you really wonder why you came out, huh?
Exactly.
Physically a perfect shot, but in reality does not net him anything but 2 wiggling pins, the 7 and the 10, on what should have been a strike.
Alan has the distinction of beating Pete Weber on 12-14-87 in a regional pro tournament over at Super Bowl in Erlanger, and he beat him in match play. And then, of course, Pete did go on to win the championship match, but he shot a 300 to beat him. And Alan says when he beat Pete Weber, it gave him the confidence to compete with anybody.
Ernie's got the whole lane, no doubt about it. Wherever he wants to throw it, he has that last-minute correction factor in his release, Jen. And again, you touched on it earlier. When you're loose and you feel good, you can open the shot up on the lane anytime you want to. We've seen that out of Rick today. He can swing it wide and get it back. He can tug it a little bit and get it to hold.
As that is.
Absolutely fabulous. Rick Ehrnschwender giving us a bowling clinic today. His potential finishing out with
a lot.
more than Alan Runkel. 244 potential to Alan Runkel's 176, and again, no reflection on Alan Runkel because he's a much better player than that. But today, running into a buzzsaw in Rick Ehrnschwender, the winner of this, our 6th week of BPA Hewdy Delight King of TV Bowling. Congratulations, Rick.
He's going to try and finish it out in fashion. Went a little light. Let's see if he can make this split. Oh, we're not going to get an opportunity for it.
I think he's just
Very
going to
good
pack
game.
up and get the heck out, huh? Alan Runkel would like to finish with 3 strikes here. Again, holding 8 300 games and averaging 207 and up. Our 30-year-old has a lot of talent and a lot of accomplishments, and today was just not his day, Jen. You've had days like this?
Far too many lately.
Too many I care to talk about either. Oh, they're comparing bad thumbs. Oh my. poor baby. His thumb hurts too.
$750 will help that pain along a
That's
little.
right.
You can buy a lot of cut patch with $750.
A lot of cut patches. Stick a potato on it. Is that what Roth used to do, I think? Steve Hoffman there in our audience again. We'd like to thank the Enquirer for their support, Channel 9 for their support, and you, the viewers at home, for tuning us in every week here on Channel 9 at 11 o'clock Sundays. Please stay with us week after week. We're halfway through our 1991 season. We want to see you for the next half, and we're going to be back to hand out some money.
Beauty Delight, the PPA King of TV